Hi. Long time no see. I feel like I'm about to sit down and do like a Colleen Ballinger apology video or something. Okay, let me stop. Too soon. So yeah, I've been away for 3 years. And it's time to get y'all catch up. Get y'all caught up on my life. I was gonna have a cute little like background thing, but my controller is dead, so sorry about that. I'm planning on not doing any editing. I might do some, but I really don't feel like it. I'm saying a lot. I'm so sorry. This is my first video back. I'm stressed. I'm inspired by Peter Mon. I love him so much, and he does daily vlogs, and he's like inspired me to do this because I really enjoy his videos, and I fall asleep to him every night. I really do. For like, I've been doing that for years. I just love him so much, and if he comments on this video, I'll probably shat in my pants. Shat in my pants. Be too much. Anyways, so 3 years. Where should I start? This might be a two-parter because a lot has happened. So when y'all last saw me, I was living in a rental house. We were leasing a house. Yeah, that's the word, I think. And we had a baby. I was 19. And then we got married. I was 20 when I got married, and 20 when I had the baby, but 19 when I got pregnant. Anyway, that's a story. I think I've already explained that. I'm not sure. If you want me to go into detail, comment, because that's a whole story in itself. Then we started applying for houses, and our credit was not good enough. We thought it was good, but no, in this society, your credit has to be top notch or you're not getting nothing. So they were like, yeah, you're gonna have to put down like 50%. 50%. That's not gonna happen. Who has that kind of money? Nobody. Nope. So we were like, okay, we'll give it a year or two and try again. Just build up a credit, get a credit card, you know. So that's what we did. We got a credit card, built up our credit. Then we started applying for houses again about a year later. So my child, Caroline, she was 2 at this point. We applied. Finally, we got an answer. And when they were like, 10 grand and you can have this house. It's a trailer. And you can kind of tell what happened next. So we had just got our taxes back, and this was like after the kind of, and it was 2021, so like the pandemic was kind of ending, or not ending, it was still like in the middle. So we got pretty good amount of money back from our taxes that year, which, oh my god, it blessed us so much. We were able to put down a down payment for this house, and it was the cheapest, one of the cheapest houses, trailers you can get. But okay, I don't know what my cats are doing in there. Anyways, but we don't plan on living here forever. We want to build our own house. Not sure if we even want to stay in the area that we're in, so we just got the cheapest house and put it on some land that we not inherited, some land from his family that they own. And they were like, hey, there's this plot and these people are moving and they're moving their trailer, so if you want to put your trailer here, you can. We don't have to pay water, and you don't have to pay land or anything like that. And I was like, oh my god. So that's what we did, and we got us a house. I might put pictures in here, I don't know. Might be too lazy to do that, honestly. So we got us a house, and then 2022, no, wait a minute, I'm getting my dates wrong, sorry. 2022, yeah, at the end of 2022, I was like, no, 2021. Give me a minute, because now I'm confused. Very confused. I need to get my dates right. So, July 28th, 2021, we got our house. Okay, and we had a dog named Pax, and he sadly passed away. But we got a new dog named Luna. And then in 2022, at the end of 2022, we said, okay, I think we're ready to have another baby because we want them to be close in age. So, and we were like, I got pregnant on birth control with the first one. So I was like, okay, I'm obviously very fertile, but most people, it takes months to get pregnant, you know? So I was expecting, you know, like 3 months maybe. The first month, got pregnant. And it was a shock because, like, you know, we were expecting it to take at least like 3 months, you know? We had the gender reveal. It was a girl, another girl. We named her Evelyn May after my grandpa's sister that passed away. And then, I don't know if I told y'all the story about Caroline having, she was smaller than she was supposed to be. I'll probably do a whole other video about both of their births. But Evie, we call her Evie, she kind of had the same thing. At the beginning, she was normal sized, and I was like, thank God that I don't have to go through this again when I went through with the first. And then towards the middle, they were like, she's slowly growing now. It's declining. Her growth is declining. And so I was dealing with that again. I felt defeated. Like, why is my body doing this to me again? Like, why is my baby, why can I only produce tiny babies? But she was doing good. I still had to go in multiple times a week for ultrasounds and stuff, but this time I didn't have any problems with Caroline. She was born at 39 weeks induction, except for the C-section. That will, like I said, I'll make a whole other video because that'll be like I'm not gonna get into that. But her fluid was low, and her heartbeat was fast. And at 36 weeks, they were like, she has no fluid in there and we need to get her out now. So they sent me over and I had her at 36 weeks and she went straight to the NICU. She was in the NICU for about a week, I think. They told us she would be in there for a few weeks, but thank God she was only in there for a week. And then 2 weeks later, after I just had another C-section, I got this stabbing, I don't even know how to describe it, the stabbing but dull, aching pain on the top right, like right under my boob. And I thought I was having like a heart attack or something. But I just brushed it off. I was like, I just had another C-section, blah blah blah. And then it lasted like 10 minutes and then it went away. It was very painful, and then 10 minutes later it went away. So I was like, okay, that was weird, whatever. And then a couple days later, it came back. I was like, what is it? It's got to be gas. Like, I looked it up. They said it was either gallbladder or gas or appendix or liver, or like, it literally could be anything. But I narrowed it down to gas or gallbladder. But the thing with the gallbladder is your back would hurt. My back was not hurting. My back had never hurt, because it said you would feel it in your back too. But this pain, it just kept getting worse and worse, because the last time it just lasted like 10 minutes and it was done. But this pain, it just lasted, and like hours went by and it just kept getting worse and worse and worse. Got a heating pad. I was crying in pain. It was so bad. And then my back started hurting. And I was like, Tyler, it's my gallbladder. And I need to go to the ER. 2 weeks after my C-section, y'all. So we went. Of course, as soon as we get there, gone. I'm talking about like click, done, doesn't hurt anymore. So they loaded me up with pain medicine. I'm like, I don't really need it anymore because it don't hurt. But anyway, so they did a bunch of tests and they were like, that is the worst gallbladder we have seen in a while. They said that it had started going bad when I was pregnant with the first. So, yeah. Then, of course, I was 2 weeks postpartum C-section, and then you added this on top of it, another surgery. I was not doing good at all. But things got better. And then maybe 2 weeks after that, Evie got RSV. Well, like, what? Then we went on a little vacation to the mountains, which was a great getaway. We normally do a family trip every year. This year we're going to Gatlinburg, I think. Then my baby turned 3 years old. And then we had cute little pictures taken together. Look how cute. And then on the anniversary of Pax, our dog passing away, our neighbors across the street came and knocked on our door at like 8 o'clock at night and was like, hey, do y'all want a dog? And we were like, we were literally thinking about it that same day. We were like, hey, you know, 3 years, 4 years, 5 years ago, I don't remember, ago today, we got packs. That's crazy. And now here they are at our door asking if we want a puppy on the same day that we got packs. But it gets crazier. They were born a week apart. So we were like, it was just meant to be to get this dog. So we got her, and her name is Portia, because my husband's favorite car is a Porsche 911, to be exact. And so we named her Portia. And then things started getting weird. I've always had bad periods. This is fixing to get really TMI. I'm so sorry. If you're a dude, I don't think any dudes are watching. If you are, I'm so sorry. But my periods have been always bad, like clotting. I don't know what all I can say on YouTube. But bad cramps. Like, I would miss school every single month that I had my period. I would have to miss school. Like, I was anemic because I lost so much blood every month, and my periods were so bad. And then after the surgery, other things started happening that I don't want to get into detail about because very TMI, but things started hurting that weren't hurting before, if you kind of get what I mean. And I was like, that's strange. So I went to my OB, and I was like, hey, I listed all the problems, and they said, you might have endometriosis. I said, okay, well, how do I fix that? What is that? How do I fix it? They were like, the only way to know for sure is surgery. Great, another surgery. Because this was like not even a year, like 5 months after I'd just had my C-section and my gallbladder removed. It's like, great, wonderful. And so they were like, but first you have to try this medicine. You have to try this medicine because your insurance won't cover a surgery unless you have tried everything you can. So, okay, great, give me the medicine. That medicine made everything 4 million times worse. I was crying so much, my hormones were everywhere. It was Orlissa. So, I mean, it affects everyone differently. Some people said it really helped them, and that's great, good for you, but it did not. It made everything worse for me. Periods were the same, still in pain, nearly every day, back hurting, you know, whole 9 yards. I was like, this medicine is not it, and I cannot keep taking this medicine. It is just not working, and I'm trying to be a mother and I can't. I cannot take this medicine anymore. So they were like, okay, we can try and get you into surgery. See if insurance will cover it. I said, great, I'm down, just do whatever. I just want to know what's wrong with me. Something is wrong. So after about 2 months, my insurance accepted me to have surgery. And I did, and they found endometriosis. So July 12th, 2023, I was diagnosed with endometriosis. I don't think I can show the pictures on YouTube, but they took pictures of the endo. It was mostly on my uterus. I was like, okay, I'll feel better, right? You burnt the endo off. No. didn't. I was still in pain. It was like nothing had changed. And I sat there and I thought about it for a while. Then my baby turned 1 year old. My last baby. And I thought about it. And it was one of the hardest decisions I've ever had to make because I was 23. But they gave me the option to either keep getting surgeries every few years, take medicine every day of my life, keep having these horrible periods, or get a hysterectomy. And it's a hard decision when you're this young. And people were asking me where I work. They were like, hey, when are you going to try for another one? When are you going to try for another one? You need to try for a boy. And what I'm thinking is, after what I've been through, 2 high-risk pregnancies. The last one ended in the NICU. 2 emergency C-sections. It just took a mental toll, mentally and physically, a toll on me. And I sat there and I was like, I might want kids in the future, but I don't want to be pregnant again. I love the feeling of being pregnant. I love the little kicks, the first ultrasounds. You know, if you're pregnant right now, cherish that. Because it's something I will never be able to experience again. But that was my choice. Because I knew how it affected me mentally, physically. I could not do it again. And I didn't want to keep living my life in pain when I didn't have to. So I chose to have a hysterectomy. So on September 27th, 2023, I had a total hysterectomy. But they left my ovaries, took everything else. Everything was going good. Going great. And then about 4 weeks ago, no, must have been longer than that, maybe 3 months ago, I started having pain again. And I was like, I just had a hysterectomy at the age of 23 years old, and I'm having pain again? Like, what was the reason? I went through all of that, and I'm still having pain. But it seemed to be when I was ovulating. So I was like, the endo had came back. It's only been a year since my surgery. Not even a year. And they also, when they went in for the hysterectomy, they didn't find anything. So I was like, what was that? I was like, the endo must have came back on my ovaries that quick. And I asked the doctor, I was like, can it come back that fast? She said, yeah. It's rare, but it can. And I did it through my OB, so he only did ablation. He only burned it off. He didn't do excision. He doesn't know how to, he's not a professional in that. So I said, can we do another surgery? Because I'm positive that the endo is back. It's the same pain. is when I ovulate, it's got to be the endo. So they were like, well, let's try another medicine first. I was like, okay, let's try another medicine, whatever. Went to get the medicine. They told me it'd be $3,000. That's with insurance. And we have good insurance. I said, I cannot pay that. I'm not making payment. I can't do that. That is ridiculous. And I told my OB that. I was like, I can't pay this. I just give me the surgery. Just give me the surgery. F it, give me the surgery. So they were like, okay, great. We can do it in like 4 weeks. Great. I got endo again. Wonderful. They're just going to take the endo out and then I'll be good to go, right? They went in for the surgery. I remember waking up in the recovery room and I asked the girl that was there when I woke up, I said, did they find anything? And she said, no. The endo had not came back. They didn't find anything. They found nothing. So I just felt so defeated. Like, I knew that the endo had came back. I was like, that's exactly what it is. And then they didn't find anything. So what the hell could it be? And I was just so upset and crying. I was like, I had the surgery for nothing. I just had another surgery for absolutely no reason. And my husband said, there was a reason. You got a very good answer. The endo has not came back. It's a very good answer. We didn't get an answer, but we got a very important part, that it hadn't came back. So that leaves us with, what is it? What is causing my pain when I ovulate? They said it could be cysts or fibroids when I ovulate. So when I feel the pain again, I'm going to go get another ultrasound and maybe they can see something. I don't know. And I looked at an endo specialist in Atlanta, which is like 4 hours away from us. But they're endo specialists. They specialize in endometriosis. So I was like, wonderful. Wonderful. I can go up there. They can check everything because my OB can't do that. They'll check everything. They'll do all the exams to make sure it hadn't spread anywhere else. It'll be great, So I contacted them. They have been on documentaries. They have very good reviews. I was like, this is going to be awesome. Perfect. Got a call after a week. I sent in all this information about when I got diagnosed, what they found, pictures of what they found, blah, 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 blah. And they finally reached out to me and they were like, the doctor, like the main one, he called me and he was like, I think we can help you. He said, we'll do this, this, this. And I'm like, great, that sounds wonderful. They were gonna take my appendix out, thinking that might be one of the main issues. They were gonna go over what my OB did, because my OB only burnt the endometriosis off. They were gonna go and do an excision, I think that's what it's, where they go in and scoop out the roots, because the roots are still there. And they were going to make my cuff. If you don't know what a cuff is, look it up. It's after you get a hysterectomy. It's where your cervix was. They sew it up. It's really weird. They were going to redo my cuff to where it's higher. Not sure how that would work, but I didn't question it. Whatever. Let the professionals... What? You do you, boo. They know what they're doing. So I was like, okay. They were going to go through and look at every part of my body to make sure it hadn't spread. And they know exactly what they're looking for. So if it's hiding somewhere that my OB didn't see, you know, they could, whatever. I said, great, this sounds wonderful. Thank you so much. And then about a week ago, I got an email about the estimated price. It was from $8,000 all the way up to $21,000. They do not accept insurance. I did not know this. Who on God's greenest earth has that much just sitting around for a surgery? Who? Tell me, unless you're the rich. I don't even, now in this day and age, there ain't no way. Ain't no way. Absolutely no way. I cannot. And then they sent me an estimate of what they would be doing to me. They were like, this, $14,000. This, $8,000. This, and there was like a list of different things, like the cuff, the surgery, oh, my leg's asleep. Oh. What else? The appendix removal. It was like the list of prices. And it was like over $21,000. The way my mouth dropped to the floor, girl, ain't no way. I would have to do a GoFundMe. I would have to start stripping on the side of the, like, ain't no way that's happening, boo. No, ma'am. So they're supposed to call me any day now about making me an appointment. And and to make an appointment is $500. $500. And if you cancel, if you reschedule, you get none of it back. Maybe $100. That's it. But if you reschedule, or if you cancel, you have to pay more. My flabber has been gasted. Honestly. And I was so disappointed. And sorry, y'all, my leg is asleep and Discord's good. Can y'all shut up for just 5 seconds? That'd be great. But I did find someone 5 hours away that does, I don't know if they do excision or not, but all I know is they take my insurance. They take my insurance. So that's where I am currently. I emailed them and I'm like, hey girl, hey girly pop, can you help me, please? I need help because these people are crazy. I don't know I don't know. Why do they not take insurance? I don't know. Because they think we're rich or something. Girl, it's 2024. Ain't nobody got that money. Ain't nobody got that money. No ma'am. Do you do payment plans? because I can do payment plans for like the next 10 years. Girl, bye. 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 So right now, that's where I'm at in life. I think I've caught y'all up. And we're at 35 minutes. If you want me to do a birth story of my other two, let me know. If you want me to do any other videos, let me know, because I really want to get back into YouTube. Really like YouTube. As my daughter calls it, YouTube. YouTube. Oh yeah, she starts preschool this year. And then I'm hopefully going to college in the fall for nursing. And I want to be a labor and delivery nurse. What just flew across my camera? That was creepy. So yeah, I don't know if y'all like these videos or not. But I took inspiration from Peter, because I love him so much. Love you, Peter. Love you. So just let me know in the comments. I'm sorry this was so long. No one's probably watching this. I get it. I really truly do. But if you watched all of this, leave a leave a yellow heart. Leave a yellow heart for endometriosis. If you've made it this far. Thank you guys for watching. And please let me know what else I could do. Because I don't have a clue in the world. Okay, bye-bye.